All right, so you're standing there with your arms up in your flight suit next to this little private plane, and you're 150 yards away from this crash disk. How many soldiers were there approximately there, and were they deployed in a circle around it or what?
No, it was about, I'd say 150 there when I got there.
All right, it's quite a number.
Already.
Right? Mm-hmm.
And about 35 vehicles.
Wow, all right. Could you see
and the vehicles on both sides?
All right. Could you see the craft itself?
Yeah. I went in there and I was talking to this Spanish lieutenant. Anyway, I talked to him, and we walked down through there, and he said, I never seen anything like it before. And I said, no, I haven't either. But I said, this site's a little different than some I've looked at. This one here had some solid pieces still scattered down through there.
All right, so some of it was intact. Did it have any markings or anything on the exterior, or was it just the skin of it?
Well, no, I picked up a little piece of it on the way out of there.
Well, I know. I want to get there. I want to get there in just a minute. Hold on with that, please.
All right.
You walk up to this thing. Well, did the Mexicans let you get close to it, or did they hold you off a little bit?
No, they helped me off till the lieutenant got up there.
All right, and when he got there...
I don't think they spoke very good English, the rest of them did.
All right. I hope they weren't putting their guns on you all this time.
Well, they had them pointed that direction.
I get it. I get the picture. All right, so the lieutenant gets there. You walk up to the craft itself. How close did you get to it, Colonel?
I walked right up and kicked a piece of it.
Wow. All right. How big was it in diameter? About?
Well, where it hit, there was a lot of small pieces, like 2 foot by 8 inches, maybe 2 foot by 28 inches. Just different pieces off of it, you know.
Okay.
Then it got on up to where it stopped. It looked to me like that it was a piece of 10-inch pipe that was real shiny. And I don't know if that was part of the fuel consumption part of it or what it was. But he didn't know either. The Mexican didn't.
Could you see inside what was left of the intact craft?
No. Wasn't nothing like that in there.
Was there any evidence of any life, dead or alive, around that object?
They were on up front, according to them. They said don't look like people, but said we can't let you go up there. The general's already said no, nobody look at that. So they didn't even let the boys that was guarding it look at it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so the front of the craft that impacted the ground ripped a hole open inside, and apparently people could see in there, and there were dead ETs, or they weren't humans. There were dead bodies in there of some kind.
Right.
And you couldn't get around there to see in there either.
Well, I kind of snuck around a little bit.
You're a sneaky fella, aren't you? All right, now you snuck around there a little bit, Colonel. What did you see?
Well, it didn't look like human beings to me.
How many of them were there?
I believe there were 3, and the lieutenant said they were 4.
All right.
But I never did see the other one.
Were the bodies mangled, or were they relatively intact, and what were they dressed in?
Well, they weren't dressed at all.
Okay.
And they were in a lot of different pieces. I didn't see but one that had a complete top. But I wouldn't swear what he was eating.
All right. What did the head look like? Anything like we've seen in the common research literature, the big eyes, the smooth skin, or the little mouth? Did you see anything?
Yeah, there's some of them that looked like that. They just, I don't know how you'd explain it, but they just, their heads and arms and stuff, their arms are little bitty. They looked like broomsticks.
Wow, okay. But they
That's
had...
how big.
Broomsticks.
Go ahead.
All right, no, I got you. They had no uniform on. They were just basically skin, if that's what their outer covering is.
Yeah.
No, any evidence of blood?
I didn't see any.
Okay, but they were...
Man,
were all...
I just got the glance in there, because he wouldn't let me go look in it. I just happened to be walking by it and looking in there, and he said, "Oh, you can't do that. You got to come over here."
You're a smart man. I'm glad you did. The colonel actually got a look, listeners, I'm sure you're right on this, of the occupants of that craft, all dead on impact, apparently. And we'll come right back. Colonel, stand by if you would, please. Get yourself a drink of water. You're doing wonderfully here describing an extraordinary event. We'll come right back with Colonel Robert Willingham in just a couple of minutes.